session on labour cost per unit. So labour cost per unit is the total amount of expenditure on labour divided by the number of units produced. And the formula is labour costs divided by the units of output. Now, an example of that, you've got £100,000 worth of labour costs, and the amount of units you produce is 500,000, 500,000. So therefore, each unit, each one thing you make has 20 pence of labour costs. Now, the key thing to remember is the higher your labour productivity, more details on that formula up there, the higher your labour productivity, the lower your labour cost per unit, and therefore that's going to improve your cost competitiveness and likely your profitability. Now, key things to think about is how to reduce your labour cost per unit, because it's probable you want to make it as low as possible. Well, the first thing you can do is outsourcing. So outsourcing is you contract a task within your process to a third party. But the issues here is quality control and perhaps over-reliance on that third party that you outsource to. A second way that you could possibly bring down your labour cost per unit is through automation. So that's switching towards being a more capital intensive organisation. So you're using technology here to perform tasks. But the problem there of becoming a more capital intensive organisation is the cost of doing that. Do you have the finances available to buy that technology? Now, the third is you could reduce your wages or reduce your salaries, but obviously that's going to have a problem for motivation, possibly a problem for labour turnover as well. And the fourth thing you can do to bring down your labour cost per unit is use flexible contracts. Flexible contracts, we're thinking 0-hour contracts here, but the problem of those is the ethical concerns of using those, also the reputational damage that could come off of using 0-hour contracts. And it also could lead to morale issues and labour productivity issues. So I hope that helps on labour cost per unit. I'll see you at the next sesh.